So, good evening. I don't know what day it is. This is our second blues dance. It's sometime in July. So tonight we did our second night of blues. The big things we went on tonight is we refresh our connection. Again, I'm going to harp on connection every single day because to me that's really the point of all of these dances, right? Is locking in with your partner and really having a good connection. The other thing I kind of harped on tonight was frame. So I kind of wanted to talk about that briefly. So I talked about doing the inflatable arm, wavy guy. Right? So I want to make sure that we're thinking about both as leads and as follows. That we kind of pull our shoulders back and down, right? Not so much that I'm like popping my chest out or anything crazy, just like if I'm kind of hunched back or whatever. I just want to pull back and down in this nice, comfortable position. And that connects through my abs and my lower back to my hips, right? And no matter what I'm doing, if I've got like a deep squat or whatever, I'm always maintaining that. And I can move around my shoulders, I can twist my hips, I can twist my upper body, but that frame is always there in whatever dance I do. And so the reason I want to avoid that is I would like to avoid the type of things like where we get all wiggly, fluidy, right? Like I don't want to see that, right? What I want to see is that this frame holds, and as we do our basic, right, like that frame is always there. Even if I'm twisting fast, right, no matter what I'm doing, boom, that frame is always there. So, the specific things that we did tonight, I talked a little bit about making sure, again, that my hand is always up here, no matter how far our connection is. I did talk about trying to get a little further away. If we're all the way out, right, like we want a beach ball between us, it gets a little hard to do some of these moves because there's no stretch, right? I'm at the end of my rope. So I want to at least come in a little bit where I can kind of knock knees, right? There's still tons of space for baby Jesus, right? But this gives me space to bounce out and rock in, right? So I talked about, I really want to think about blues as a down, earthy kind of dance. There's a beat to it, boom, boom. And I can express that beat through this kind of squat, right? So it's kind of hard in the quads, but look like Arnie in no time. So I can beat it this way, and I can beat this way, right? So we talked about that. And then before last class, I talked about shifting our weights. So one of the moves we added in is the lead stays on his right foot, the follow swings onto her right foot, and I do that by the lead is simply just turning my torso, right? That puts her weight on her right, my weight's on my right, and then we both just kind of sit down, right, with that beat, boom. And so I can either just play that beat if I want to, right? Or I can boom, and then we can rotate. Swing, right? Swing, and come on. So just kind of ways I can play with that. The other thing I talked about is making sure that we avoid the kind of duck walk. So see people dance, they kind of like waddle around with my blues, right? I don't want to see that duck waddle, right? What I want to see instead is that I'm always kind of brushing my feet in, right? We talked about that position space in the Heisenberg uncertainty principle, right? I want to be in position, like in as tight a position space as I can, so that my momentum space has more opportunity, right? So I'm always moving and collecting my feet. I'm moving, collecting my feet. Moving, collecting my feet. Right? That gives me a lot more control. Every time I close up, I'm reconnecting with her, right? I'm like, did we get off? No. So that really does keep my connection like solid on with her all the time. The other thing we briefly talked about was opening out a little bit. So there's nothing real specific here, but we're not always committed to staying in this closed frame all the time, right? So what I want to think about though is I can center out for a spin, but I'm always keeping that connection, right? I still have that blues rhythm and that blues beat, even as we go through like an underarm turn or something. I'm always keeping that connection, right? I don't want to, have like this nice solid blues with this beat and send her out and really just like, ha, right? That's not what I'm looking for in this dance. I think that's pretty much it tonight. I just talked a lot about connection. So we'll see you next week, and thank you very much.
Thank you.